Hey everybody, I'm going to go through each card individually and then I'm going to go back and give you the overall meaning of everything together. This is what the month of May 2019 has in store for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The underlying energy for the month is this Ace of Swords in reverse, which talks about confusion, chaos. Not a good time to make decisions. You need to rationally think things through. Perhaps you feel unsure about something and you need to take baby steps. Gather your resources. Be prepared. Next, we have the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups talks about choices, searching for a purpose, daydreaming, head in the clouds, fool's gold. Perhaps your ego is in the way. Ideas not grounded and you're not taking action. Next, we have the Moon card in reverse, and this is confusion, fear, and anxiety. Perhaps you're dealing with it and it's subsiding. You're working through those fears and anxieties. This is also saying that you could be trying to suppress feelings, and you could be receiving psychic messages or downloads, but you're struggling to understand them. Perhaps journaling or keeping a journal next to the bed or with you. If you see things that seem like signs, or to recall a dream, write it down as soon as you wake up so that you can get interpretations later. Next, we have the High Priestess, which talks about inner voice, intuition, divine truth, wisdom, unconscious secrets to be revealed to you. Some type of secret's going to be revealed to you, and it's usually beneficial. It's time to listen to your gut here. You're close. The veil between you and the other world is thin. You know, you're close to that cosmos, that knowledge of the unknown. Here we have the Empress in reverse, and when the Empress is in reverse, this can be someone who is smothering and selfish, but this can also talk about you being smothering, or something smothering you, and a sense of selfishness. This could also be creative block, and you're having issues birthing an idea or some type of new idea. And this could talk about self-care needs to be a priority. You need to learn to love you. Maybe get out in nature, take a walk. You can't rely on others to take care of you. This is what it talks about as well, and it's a lack of self-reliance. Sometimes you got to be tough on yourself. Next, we have the Sun of Cups, which is a water energy. So this could be Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This could be your energy here. But if it is not a person, then it is pointing to disappointment. Being moody, being overly jealous, lazy, and incapacity to take action. Or it could be someone that you're dealing with. It could be a younger person. Or it could just be someone who's being lazy and moody and overly jealous and, just not doing anything. They're being lazy. All right, next we have the Daughter of Wands. This is fire energy. If this is a person, it could possibly be a Aries, Leo, or Sag. And if it is not a person, this talks about messages, a creative new energy coming in, a new passion with this Daughter of Wands here. Exciting news, and it could be something that triggers you to make discoveries, to move on an idea, remove fear, gather your resources, and move forward and move on. Get that ball rolling. Next, we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and this talks about recovery after some kind of strain or disappointment or some type of grief, but you're recovering. You have, it can also talk about charity, helping someone out or someone helping you, but it's talking about improvement. Change is coming, but it just takes time. If it revolves around your health, it will be a slow recovery, but it will happen. And this is also the light at the end of the tunnel. Next, we have the Six of Wands, which talks about victory, success, recognition, possible promotion, bearer of great news, putting yourself out there, being seen, being heard, being in the limelight. Next, we have the Two of Wands in reverse, which talks about fear of change, bad planning, playing it safe. Perhaps you need to go back to a drawing board about something and rethink things and come up with new strategies. Here we have the Father of Swords in reverse, and if this is a person, this could be a air sign, which would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And if it is, it could be someone who is a weak ruler, or someone who has cruelty, or they misuse their power to disempower others. They lack clarity. Perhaps they're out of control. Perhaps they like to use their intellect, show off their wits. But if it is not a person, this is talking about you. Perhaps you're being cruel. Perhaps you're misusing power. Perhaps you lack clarity. And perhaps you're feeling out of control and you're not achieving anything because of worry. Next, we have the Son of Pentacles. If this is a person, it could be an earth sign, which would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. And it could be someone, again, who is lazy and It could also point to they're obsessive, they're stubborn, they're inflexible, they're closed-minded, and perhaps they're a little dull. But if it's not, this could point to you that perhaps you're feeling lazy, or perhaps you're being stubborn and obsessive and inflexible and closed-minded and impractical about things. Or perhaps you're working away at something and you're not getting the reward or the results you seek. And this could also talk about practicing self-discipline. You could have a feeling of being stuck and feeling like boredom, or you're stuck in that daily grind and it seems dull. Or you could be resistant to change and you're unadventurous and you're not taking any risks. Or you're trying to be a perfectionist and you quickly get frustrated with the things that you work on because you want it a certain way and you're just not getting it. Next, we have the Four of Cups, and this talks about contemplation, disconnectedness, a lack of interest. Don't miss opportunities when you're sitting around mulling things over, contemplating things, deciding whether I want to do something or not, and you miss an opportunity. Or this is an opportunity that comes to you and you're just not satisfied with it and it doesn't align with you and you don't need it because you have enough cups already and you can't take on something else, so you have to turn it down. And it can also say that the problem that you're facing, there could be a solution possibly right in front of you. So of course here you probably have a lot of ideas or emotions or choices or something going on in your head's in the clouds, and you need to pull back down and gain some clarity on this issue and see which one of these choices or ideas or whatever is going on here are just fantasies and dreams and they're never going to go anywhere, versus the ones that are actually tangible and achievable. So I did think that being next to this moon card, you could be having some sense of anxiety about what to do and fear of, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not achieving anything because there's so much to pick from and I'm not sure about what I want to do, which path I want to go down. And it's causing that state of limbo, and you're working through it. You're going to work through it. You need to listen to your intuition and trust yourself. Perhaps there's a sign that you're missing that you need to see, and it could be you need to listen to yourself better and do some meditations or some journaling or whatever and get in touch and hear what your gut has to say about it to pick up on what you truly need to do. And I did pull some clarifiers for that moon card in reverse, and I got the Four of Cups in reverse, which means you are going to have a sudden awareness and you're choosing happiness and you have that desire to start anew. So you may decide which one you want to do or decide where you want to go with something, and you finally pick something out from all these cups. You pick one cup out and say, I'm going to continue with that. I have my awareness. I listened to my inner voice. I got through the anxiety of not knowing where to go. Then I'm going to have a new beginning with this Fool card. It means you start with a blank slate. And perhaps you decide none of that's going to work and you're going to start with something new and something fresh and something different and just have a blank slate. But it's asking you to take a risk, take that leap of faith. But it also comes as a warning to be wary of those things around you. Make sure you've done your research about that stuff right there, okay? And with next to this High Priestess card, you're going to need to trust your instincts. And you need to trust yourself, and perhaps something's going to become aware to you doing some soul searching or listening to some intuition, or something's going to come known to you, and it may come through those forms, and it'll be beneficial to you, and it will help you move forward. And with this Empress in reverse, the Empress in reverse can be that you need to practice self-care, or maybe the situation feels like it's smothering you and it's taking a lot of your time. And also with this Empress card is that if you're going to accomplish anything, you're going to have to be self-reliant, and you're going to have to, say, okay, let's pull my pants up and let's get busy to work. We can't sit around and depend on somebody else to do it for us or for it to magically happen. We got to do it. And I did pull a clarifier for that, and I got the King of Cups, which could also be a water sign, which is Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. So this could be you sitting here, and it's saying to you that you need to have a balance between your head and your heart. You need to have control over your emotions, and you need to step back and manage situations logically. This could also be that you're a mentor to someone. Perhaps you're helping someone get through some issues, or perhaps someone is going to be there to help you out, to work with you to help you get through this. Or maybe they're on top of you, smothering you. It could be that way, but this could just be a helping hand, somebody that you reach out for advice, a mentor to help you get through something. So then next with this Son of Cups in reverse, this is the daydreamer, this is the romantic. You're being lazy, you're not getting things accomplished. Perhaps this is somebody that you're working with and you're mentoring them and saying, okay, we got to figure out what you need to do. You can't sit around and be lazy. And if it's not, it's saying, okay, you've got these choices, you need to make that choice, and your head's stuck in the clouds. You need to come down, you need to stop being lazy, you need to accomplish something. And perhaps you're moody because something ain't going your way and you're not getting what you want when you want it. It could be that sense, but I did pull clarifiers for that particular card, the Son of Cups in reverse. And I've got the Five of Swords, which means you want to win at all costs, or maybe perhaps you're going through some unfairness, or you're going through an internal conflict about what I should do, where I should go, what choices should I make, and it's caused you to have this sense of standstill, because I got the Eight of Cups in reverse with that, which talks about a fear of change or a fear of loss, or you're confused about which path to take, and you're stuck in limbo because you don't know whether you should stay or go. And it could revolve around a person, but it could be that you're slacking off and you have this sense of laziness or this sense of standstill because you want something, and perhaps it feels unfair to you, and it could be that you're competing with someone else, or it could just be an internal conflict that you're dealing with, and I don't know where to go, I don't know what choices to make, I don't know where to go from here, I'm unsure if I should take that leap of faith. But you will work through it because you will have some type of new energy and creativity that comes in and gets that ball rolling for you, that new sense of passion, that new sense of desire to move forward. And it could just be some good news coming in, and you will recover and you will move forward. And that feeling of laziness or despair or whatever you may feel here, moodiness, jealousy, whatever's going on here, because maybe you're working, like I said, with someone else. And you may be a little jealous of them, or maybe it's competition. It could be healthy competition, but you don't need to play dirty, and you don't need to take shortcuts to what you want or trying to win at all costs to get to what you want. You need to not cut corners here. And with this Five of Pentacles in reverse, you will recover. You will have that sense of getting back on your feet. That optimism will come back to you. It may come slowly, but it will, and you will have that victory. You will stand up, you will be seen, you will be heard, you will have that sense of success, and everything will be okay. Then we move over to this Two of Wands. Perhaps you had some bad planning, or you need to go back to the drawing board, and perhaps you're still a little scared about jumping out there because you're unsure about things. Or perhaps you're working with someone who's getting in the way of your stuff, causing delays. And it could be an air sign, somebody who is controlling, someone who uses their power and their intellect over you, and they step in the way and they cause problems in that sense. Or it could just be within yourself. But I did put some clarifiers for that particular card, and I got the Ten of Cups in reverse, which talks about broken family, domestic disharmony, broken and unrealistic all along. Or it could be said that you're neglecting your family for material gains. Perhaps you need to go back to the drawing board about something, and you've hit a snag, and it's been bad planning because you're putting too much time and too much effort into trying to get these ideas off the ground, and it's causing this sense of stagnation. You're trying to win at all costs, and it's just not working, and it's just not panning out the way you thought. And you want this sense of success, and maybe you're not getting the sense of success next to this Ten of Pentacles, which talks about heritage, success, money, being the breadwinner, and you want that, but it's at what cost? You're losing your joy. It's causing being too much of a workaholic, trying to push yourself constantly, and it's taking away from your joy and your happiness. It's taking away from your children or your family or your loved ones, and you need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what you're going to do here to get that balance back that you need. And I also got the Hangman in reverse, which means everything's going to come to a halt. Okay, it's going to come to a halt, and you're going to have to figure things out and look at it from a new perspective. And it could come from outside sources. Perhaps you hit a snag, or something just comes to an actual halt within a relationship because you need to work it out. And it could be you come to a halt within yourself because you're not happy and you're not fulfilled, and you want to have this sense of success, but you can't play dirty and you can't overdo yourself and become a workaholic. And I'll do whatever it takes to get my idea going and everything, and keep pushing it, and it's just not healthy for you and your family or your friends or the people around you. So everything's going to come to a halt, all right? And it could be outside people. It could be this person coming in causing problems. Perhaps they're interfering in a particular way. It could be an air sign. Like I said, it could be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. But if it is not a person, then it's the saying to you that you are lacking control right now and your emotions are getting the better of you. And you need to step back and look at things logically with this King of Swords in reverse. And you're not getting anywhere because things feel out of control and you're worried about things. And you could be being reckless, and you could have this sense of misuse of power, like trying to get what you want, trying to win at all costs. Or maybe trying to get, neglecting family or neglecting yourself to get these gains that you want in life. But here next to the Son of Pentacles, and this could be laziness, could be work without reward. Perhaps you're stubborn and you're not wanting to give up and you're not wanting to stop and you're wanting to keep pushing forward. And you know, I really want to make this happen. And I'm stubborn. And it can also say that you need to practice more self-discipline. You need to have a plan. You need to stick to it, you know. Or you can't just be a perfectionist. You can't have everything exactly the way you want it. Work with it, improve, and move forward so that you can get somewhere. And I pulled a clarifier for that. And I got the Three of Wands, which means you will encounter delays and obstacles. And perhaps it was something that you didn't see coming. But you don't need to cheat about it. You don't need to take shortcuts. And use it as a learning opportunity. Use it as a chance to go back and see where you've made your mistakes and where you can improve at so that you can move on from it. And you will contemplate and go over these things. And you will decide what truly aligns with you. Maybe you need to rethink your approach. And you will go in and you may have a sense of non-interest, or perhaps you feel like you're losing interest, or this person's losing interest, or you're losing interest with this person because they keep interfering with your stuff. But you're going to contemplate. You're going to decide what you want. You're going to do some thinking. And you're going to decide whether you want this opportunity or not. But don't miss an opportunity if it comes to you, you know. Pay attention. The solution is probably in front of you. So I did pull some extra clarifiers just to make sure. And I got the King of Swords. So if this, again, is an air sign that you're dealing with, it could be somebody that's helping you. It could just be someone who is going to bring you clarity, or it says you need to gain clarity. You need to be logical. You need to look at things logically. And perhaps you're giving too much of your time to people or things, or perhaps you're spending too much money, or perhaps this person will help you gain the help you need. And you're not being emotionally fulfilled, or you, with this Nine of Cups in reverse, and you lack that inner joy, and you're rethinking what you truly want in life. All right, and what you really need to bring about your happiness. And with the Page of Wands in reverse, you lack direction, and you're probably procrastinating or slacking off, and you can't waste time on things that are not going to go anywhere because you have this sense of inner joy that's not there and it's lacking. It can cause you to kind of slack off and slow everything down because you're wasting your time focusing on what you don't have or what you haven't achieved, and you need to move forward. You need to gain clarity. And perhaps you need, if you're giving too much of yourself trying to help other people and trying to bring clarity to them and trying to work with other people and be a mentor, and you're putting too much of yourself into it and it's pulling away from your joy, maybe you need to take some time and be a little bit cold-hearted or a little bit hard-hearted and be assertive and confident in what you want so that you can succeed, so that you're not wrapped up in other people's stuff, always giving to other people, always doing for other people. Maybe you need to turn that inward and focus on yourself and gain clarity. And if this is a person, it could be someone who's cruel and someone, again, who uses their mind to, show off. And it could just be someone who's letting their emotions get the better of them. So you need to reverse that and try to think more logically. Get to the matter of the problem, the heart of the problem. Then here with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, this is a lack of commitment. Perhaps you're slacking off because you need to take a break. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed. Back away from this. Take a break. Refresh so that you can come back to it and, deal with the issue. You don't just keep trying to push something, all right? Take a break. If you need to back away from something, it gives you that chance to contemplate and look at where you want to go next and what's truly important to you and how does it align. So this may not resonate with everyone because this is a general reading, and that's fine. If you would like a personal or private reading, please contact me at my Facebook page, Mystical Moon Tarot Readings, and book an appointment with me. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to help you in any way I can. So many blessings, and whatever this is, I know you can work through it. I believe in you guys. I trust in you. Take a moment to take care of yourself. Practice, self-care a little bit, all right? I love you guys. Till next time. Bye.